Belly and Jeremiah, honestly, they might just be the ultimate test of my patience. Yup, I said it. After replaying one of their endless phone calls from episode 6 about 10 times, I'm increasingly convinced that these two are only together to drive us crazy. Because seriously, second thoughts before a wedding? Totally normal. But lusting after the groom's own brother right before saying, I do? That's definitely a first. But hold that thought, we'll circle back to it in a minute. First, let's unpack what episode 7 has in store and answer the burning question, will Belly really end up with Jeremiah? Last episode, we saw them hunting for an apartment, but Jeremiah's irresponsibility quickly hijacked the moment. Is it just me, or is he getting more reckless with age? He's always played the daddy's boy role, and remember how he ordered the priciest dish on the menu recently, fully aware Laurel is footing the bill? That sense of entitlement is so deeply ingrained in him that he can't fathom life without perks. Add to that the glaring fact that both he and Belly are practically broke, and it's a huge red flag. Jeremiah's go-to move with money troubles? Running straight to his dad, exactly the last thing a hard-working fisherman's daughter like Belly would want. Honestly, I'm baffled how Belly keeps turning a blind eye to these glaring warning signs, especially when Jeremiah's true colors keep showing through time and again. But if you've read the books, you know she won't spot these red flags anytime soon, and even Conrad can barely stand her obliviousness, more on that soon. We also got to witness Belly's bridal shower, a genuinely emotional event, especially with Laurel there thanks to Conrad's behind-the-scenes efforts. Learning that Conrad convinced Laurel to attend from the book storyline was a nice touch by the show, giving us a peek into his selflessness toward Belly. Still, I found Laurel's comment, when will you be happy to him, remarkably cold, basically nudging Conrad to act on his feelings instead of supporting Jeremiah and Belly's happiness. I get she's a protective mom, but her nonchalant attitude about her daughter being loved by two brothers, and breaking both their hearts, felt bizarre. What do you think about Laurel's stance here? Despite all this, Belly now seems to have it all, her mom by her side, a decent relationship with Jeremiah, a memorable bridal shower, and her big day approaching. Most of her struggles from the start of the season have faded, except for one tiny problem. She's still in love with Conrad. Yeah, a small obstacle, right? Just kidding. I know a lot of you were eager to see the iconic injury scene from the book finally make it to the show. With 4 episodes left, I didn't expect it this early, but honestly, no complaints here. This scene gives Belly the reality check she desperately needs to face her true feelings for Conrad. In the book, it was intimate and romantic, truly heart-stopping. But in the show? Oh boy, I cringed. Close-up shots can be hit or miss, and this time, it was mostly a miss for me. Did you find it romantic, or awkward? Let me know. Regardless, watching Conrad fight for his life and all Belly could think about was kissing him, that's not normal. That overwhelming feeling makes it crystal clear, she loves Conrad. So why is she marrying his brother? The answer is simple, she's not. Episode 7 ramps up with Jeremiah's bachelor party, packed with frat boys and, of course, Conrad. During the night, Conrad overhears something jaw-dropping. Jeremiah cheated on Belly when he was in Kubo. But instead of brushing it off, the frat boys glorify it, boasting about their wild chemistry and how unstoppable they were at that hotel room. Contrary to Jeremiah's sob story, the reality is he enjoyed every moment with the other girl, hardly lamenting Belly. Naturally, this infuriates Conrad, who rushes to tell Belly Jeremiah doesn't deserve her. For the first time, he believes he can finally act on his feelings because, honestly, Belly should never be with Jeremiah. Then comes the unforgettable beach scene. Conrad confronts Belly about the betrayal, only to hear she already knew. Shocked, Conrad questions how she could accept such mistreatment. Belly, overwhelmed, breaks down, admitting she shouldn't have forgiven Jeremiah. Seeing her vulnerable opens the door for Conrad to share his own feelings. Finally, after all these years and heartbreak, He says the words we've waited for, "I love you," and asks her to be with him, not Jeremiah. Belly wants nothing more than to hear those words, but the reality of their situation hits hard. What they're doing feels wrong. So, she leaves Conrad alone on the beach, torn but resolute. The next day, Conrad tries to chalk up his confession to drunken rambling, but Belly won't fall for it again. If you recall season 2, this was his pattern: say what he feels one night, then backtrack the next. Not this time. Belly makes him face the truth, calling out his cycle of apologies and retreats. Conrad, tearful and desperate, asks her what else he could have done but to get through last night. He says all he wants is to see her face again. But Belly's had enough. She tells him to leave and not show up at the wedding. In fact, she tells him never to speak to her again. This heart-wrenching ultimatum sets off a domino effect destined to stir chaos, especially when Jeremiah finds out the whole truth. But that, my friends, is a story for next week. For more updates, detailed discussions, and in-depth analysis of The Summer I Turned Pretty, be sure to hit like and follow. And while you're here, the video on your screen might just be what you're looking for.